Okay, hi. It is Thursday, June 11th. Let's talk about our workout for the day. Our warm-up today is 3 rounds of 100-meter jog, sub your usual 20 to 30 reps of a cardio alternative as needed, followed by 8 push-ups, 8 tempo squats, and 8 arc pause slides. Push-ups, you know, knees or toes, whatever you gotta do, just give them good quality. The tempo squats, nice, slow, 5 count descent. Find that weight centered through your foot, get that full range of motion. I don't know why I'm holding this PVC, and then stand it back up. This is why I'm holding the PVC, to remind you how to do arc pause slides. Shoulder width grip, thumbs on top of the PVC, hinging over into that good morning position, trying to get that torso pretty parallel with the ground, starting with nice long arms, arcing up, elbows out and back towards the hips. PVC comes behind the head or wherever it comfortably goes for you, then extend and back down. We arc, we pause, we slide, we reverse, okay? Make sure those hamstrings are loaded to take some of the pressure off the low back, all right? 3 rounds through that, followed by the bodyweight group circle, before we then get into our strength and techniques for the day, which is a little superset of bent rows and some sort of a squat variation. So we're doing a fair amount of bent rows lately. Really want to make sure we're keeping our pulling muscles as strong as we can, since a lot of us don't have the ability to do pull-ups. Bent rows are a great alternative for that. So we have to get kind of creative with them. So as usual, if your weight doesn't feel heavy enough or challenging enough, add a tempo to it, whether that's a tempo up, a tempo down, or both. Do what you gotta do. So reminder on those bent rows, if you're doing a barbell or something where you can hold with both hands, you're hinging over into that sort of like a good morning position. Feet underneath the hips, soft bend of the knee, tension through the hamstrings, nice engaged flat back, shoulders pulled back so that weight's not pulling you forward this way. Staying nice and tall here, tall in a hinged position. Weight's gonna start down by the knees, not too far away from your body, and then rowing up to the sternum with control, elbows in at about a 45-degree angle, keeping that head nice and neutral as well. If you're using something like a kettlebell or a dumbbell, we can do a couple variations here. You can do that same position here and do that single arm row. You can also do that more lunge type position where one leg comes forward. You're gonna lean into it, bring that torso forward again, roughly parallel, arms very nice and long, shoulder engaged, growing up to the armpit area, all right? You could also do, if you've got a heavier weight and want to do a two-handed version, you can do it sort of in a goblet style and row up. I don't know why I'm holding it. I don't know how to hold this kettlebell right now. Rowing up to the chest. You know what we're doing here. And then certainly could do a double-handed option as well. So mix and match, have some fun. If you got some different weights, play with them, do some different stuff there. And then you're going to do 7 front, back, or overhead squats. All right, so if you are one of the lucky folks who has a barbell and some weights, play around with that, do some variety, especially if you have a rack to work with or if you want to clean it up and over. Front squats, elbows up as high as you can, keeping them there. Back squat here, nice tall chest. Overhead squat here, armpits forward, pinkies into the bar, keeping those shoulders engaged all the way through, working on depth regardless of what version you do, keeping that foot nice and square on the ground. If you're working with a dumbbell or kettlebell, back squat's probably not going to be a thing here because that's kind of weird, but you could certainly do a front rack style goblet squat, holding that weight here. You could also do a single arm variation, holding with one arm at a time, working on keeping the shoulders square and chest nice and upright, nice and balanced here. You could do those single arm overhead squats that we did a week or 2 ago as well. Okay, so again, mix and match, add a tempo, add a pause at the bottom if you're looking for ways to make them a little bit more challenging. If you're doing a single arm, you can kind of choose if you want to go maybe 7 per side. If that feels like too much, you could just go like 4 and 4 and make it 8 each round. Do what feels good for you based on whatever weights you have available. And let's just get some good squatting practice in, all right? So 5 rounds through that. Let us know if you have questions, okay? Then you'll move on to the workout for the day, which is a fun one. You want to hang on to a kettlebell or a dumbbell, ideally. You're going to do 30, 20, and then 10 of an alternating dumbbell or kettlebell snatch, and then a front rack or goblet lunge. And then you'll see between the 30 and 10, there's that little asterisk that indicates that you're going to do a 400-meter run. So there's 2 runs in this workout. Sub the cardio alternative that you need to. Remember, we're looking for a similar stimulus and time domain that you would actually have for a 400-meter run. So we recommend 60 to 70 reps, but if that doesn't feel like the right conversion for you, alter that number of reps to something that feels appropriate for you based on what you're doing and what your runs usually look and feel like, okay? With those snatches, if you're doing that dumbbell or kettlebell, weight starting on the ground, loading up the hips, keeping the chest nice and upright, nice long arm, pushing through the legs, finishing with that weight up overhead, and then bringing it back down to the ground, alternating hands. Same deal if you're using the kettlebell. If you happen to be using a barbell, you could do something like a hang power snatch as an alternative. All right, starting from above the knee, big explosive hip, bring it up overhead. Keep that light though, because there's a lot of reps to do that many. You could also do a two-handed plate snatch if you don't have a kettlebell or a dumbbell available. And then as far as the lunges goes, if you have a barbell, front rack lunge, stepping forward or backward, okay? If you're using plate, kettlebell, or dumbbell, front rack again, goblet style, okay? With that dumbbell, remember we want you to hold it this way, not this way. This is gonna support a little bit better shoulder and torso position throughout that lunge. Okay, so if you do have a kettlebell, that one you can hold here, but still keep those shoulders pulled back as much as possible, all right? So 30 reps of each, run. 20 reps of each, run. 10 reps of each, done. Cute, right? There is a 16-minute cap written on this one, but as usual, finish out if you have the time, especially if you're close when that cap rolls around, okay? And then finish out your day with the core work. We have 30 Russian twists. So with whatever weighted implement you've been using for the day, heels off the ground if you can, twisting those shoulders and the head with the weight, working those obliques. And then the 1, 2, 3 crunches that we've had all week. Laying back, we're gonna do that 3-stage crunch. We're gonna go up a little bit more, up all the way. That's 1. You're gonna do 15 of those, all right? Check into class on Tribe, log your score. Talk to us, let us know what's going on in your life. We miss you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.